laws, and if you start implementing the understanding of these laws into your life. So guys, today's law is another very interesting law, and this law is the law of reflection, or also it is known as the law of correspondence. And if you want to know about this law in one sentence, so it will be like, outer world is a reflection of the inner world. It is a very, very interesting law, but it is a very, very, very difficult law as well. Because you need to understand that outer laws, it is saying that outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So it is very important for us to keep checking our inner world. So basically, when we talk about this law, friends, it is based on the fact that your outside world is a mere reflection of your inner world, which means that the way you think, the way you feel, it gets manifested in the same way in your outside world. Are you understanding what I'm saying? The way you think, the way you feel anything, it starts getting manifested in the same way in your outside world. So whatever your current reality is, it is basically formulated by the events which are formulated within you. I know it's very little bit confusing, but I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible for you. So whatever your reality is, it is actually formulated within you first, and then it gets manifested in the outside world. So this law points out that your inner self is in constant communion with your outer self. That is what it says. So this law is pointing out to you that your inner self is in constant communion with your outer self. So it's just like, another way of saying as above, so below, as within, so without. So whenever we use these words like as above, so below, this is what it means, which means that as it is inside, so it will be outside. So this spiritual law tells us that nothing in the outer world can change if you do not change your inner world. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I'm again repeating this, that this law tells you that nothing in your outer world is going to change unless and until your inner world is, you have changed your inner world, or you have brought any kind of a change in the inner world, because usually we always say that, no, we have to change the outer world. But this law says if your inner world is angry, then you are going to actually attract people who are angry from within. So even if you are not aware of the anger inside of you, it is there somewhere in your subconscious, and you have shoved it off in your subconscious. You don't want to see that anger, but that anger is still there. Still, you are going to attract those people who are going to be angry, who have anger, immense anger in you. And then you will always keep asking yourself that, why did I attract this kind of a person? Because there have been so many people coming and asking me that I'm not like that. I'm not that person at all. Why have I manifested a person in my life who gets angry at the drop of the hat? Why did I do that? My vibrations are not like that. I'm a meditator. I've been meditating for so long. But then this law states that anger, which is there also in your subconscious mind, which you are not aware of, which is still there, lingering somewhere inside of you, it will also trigger the presence of the person who also has that kind of an anger. So when you want to make changes in the world outside, this law tells you that first try to make changes in the way you think and feel, because your attitude and your behavior directly influences everything that is happening to you. Everything. And as soon as you change your thought patterns, as soon as you change your perspective, as soon as you change how the world is operating, everything changes. Everything changes. Trust me on that. So basically, friends, when we talk about this law, everybody knows that, Earth is a place where we have come here, and what we have come here for. We have come here to learn, right? And constantly there are a lot of learnings. We are getting to opportunity to look at ourselves. There are so many things that the universe is telling us to. Now, in this law also, it is being stated, that when we think about the universe is just like a mirror, huge mirror. And this mirror of the universe is very honest and it is very accurate. So much so that each and every deepest, darkest desires or secrets that you are going to have inside of you, buried somewhere, it is going to show up in this reflection. So mind you, friends, every single person, every situation in your life, whatever it is there in your life, it's a mirror of one aspect of you. For example, if I've got 10 friends, then each and every friend of mine will be reflecting one aspect of me which is lying inside of me. As within, so without. So people who are very close to me, who are in my inner circle, like you say that the best friends or whatever, they are the ones who are going to show me my one aspect of me. They will be representing that. Try it. Try seeing that. Try. And how do you try is that, try to take anyone that you like. Anybody you like or you respect or you admire. And try to think about those qualities that the person has, which you really like, which you really respect, which you really admire about that person. Now try to see the qualities that you admire about that person. Is it there in you also? Because you would not have attracted that person in your life unless and until that particular quality would be within you. Similarly, if there is a person who shows a lot of depression, or who's always complaining, who's always ranting, and there is one friend of you who always keeps doing that, and then you just get bugged by that person. You just say, why is she here? Whenever I talk to her, she keeps ranting and complaining. Try to see this aspect of yours, which is there in her, which is being reflected in her. That is the reflection, because every person who's there in your life, be it your family, be it your husband, be it your wife, be it your children, be it your in-laws, be it your friends, everybody is a representation of one aspect of you, which you need to work upon. So just as when we see ourselves in a mirror, we might not like what we are seeing, right? Sometimes it happens that, we see wrinkly face. Sometimes we see a scar on our face. Sometimes we see acne, or, maybe probably the skin disorders bursting out. Sometimes we don't like it whenever we see ourselves in the mirror. Then what do we do at that time? When we start seeing that we are looking very tired, we are not looking good, we're not looking beautiful, we try to fix ourselves. Right? We try to change the reflection. We try to eat more healthier food. We try to go get more sleep. We try to go to the facial counters and we get the facial done. We try to change the reflection, which never changes, which doesn't change. Why doesn't it change? Because we are not changing ourselves from within. Are we changing ourselves from within? How will it change? Tell me. So when there is someone in your life you do not like in your life, and you have to spend time and energy on that person, so I would request not to try to fix that person, whosoever is standing in front of you. Rather try to see that whatever that person is reflecting to me, is this something which is there inside of me? And then I have to change the inner. And once that inner is changed, everything changes. So whenever there is a good quality or there is a good trait, there is a good characteristics that you see, try to enhance those qualities by practicing that particular trait, and you will see, you will start attracting those people with those good qualities in them. And trust me, friends, one thing, through angels also I have learned is, if the universe is really, really trying to correspond with you, it's trying to draw your attention to something, it will always give you 3 mirrors to look into at once. 3 mirrors. How? For example, if you notice 3 blind people in one day, it might suggest that you are turning a blind eye to something. So if there is something that is coming to your notice thrice in a day, that means universe is trying to draw your attention to something, because it is showing you 3 mirrors in one day, and it is telling you that, hey, you need to change yourself. So whenever whatever comes into your life, look into the mirror and see what it has to teach you. And once you understand what it is teaching you, you will be able to expand your spiritual growth, because you will be able to understand what life is telling you. I started doing that. In fact, I started doing that through, animal kingdom as well. So there's these 2 street dogs whom I adore, and I love them like anything, and I've given them the name Tara and Tarzan. So when Tara came into my life, she was, I was literally hitting the rock bottom, and there was so much of, you can say that I was very vulnerable at that very time. And when Tara came, she was there to heal me, and she was there, she was there. She was very compassionate towards me, and she gave me so much of love. And then I started understanding that she is reflecting one aspect of me of which I was running from, because I was feeling very vulnerable. I was feeling that being emotional is not right always, but she taught me that one aspect of me, that it's okay to be vulnerable sometimes. It's okay to have compassion in you. It's okay to, love everybody, even if you're not getting that back. And similarly, there is Tarzan, with Tara. So he was always very joyous, frolicking, and, just jumping around here and there. And what I felt was that this is the quality that is somewhere embedded deep inside of me, which I'm not letting it out. I'm not letting that thing out. I'm not letting that inner child play. I'm not trying to sit with my inner child and be like a child, joyous and happy. And similarly, the dolphins always showed me this, that you have to enjoy life. You have to live life to the fullest, because they were reflecting that aspect of mine which was lacking somewhere, and they were telling me, Sharoo, you need to get that thing into. And this is how I learned, not only from the humans, from the people around me, but also through the animal kingdom. And that knowledge, trust me, friends, that thing really helped me a lot in shaping myself, shaping my life, you can say. And today what I am because, I'm grateful to all these small little things, or people, or plants, or animals, or humans, who actually taught me, who actually made me what I am, who actually, it was like, they burnt me completely. These people, everybody, they just, you can say, smashed me like anything. But then what I became after that, it was literally something which I was also very, 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 stunned to look at. I was surprised to look at myself, that is this me? Because I know me, 15 years back. And I know now that, I have completely, changed myself. So friends, these are not just mere words that I say or speak, because I have gone through, I've been on that road, I've done that before. And that is the reason why I tell you that how these laws, the understanding of these laws is very, very, very important. So Earth is definitely a beautiful place to learn, where we are learning the lessons constantly if we are learning. Otherwise, every day is like mundane. Every day is like a routine. But if you start learning from each and every moment that is presented to you, then we will be able to change our inside world. And through our inside world, we'll be able to change our outside world, because it's an exact reflection of our inner world. So sometimes if you're angry inside and that anger is buried somewhere, try to see, even if you're unaware of it, try to see the people who are around you. This will give you a reality check that whether you have an anger inside of you or not. Or if you have a deep sense of abandonment, which I always had, and which I was bringing from my past life as well. So if there is a deep sense of abandonment, so probably it might have originated in your another life. But people who are reflecting that back to you, it's because somewhere there is a fear of abandonment in you. So if there are people who keep leaving you the way it used to happen with me, so it reflects that aspect of yours, which tells you that, hey, you need to work on that. So sometimes it happens that if you're feeling emotionally vulnerable inside, trust me, you will build a protective layer of fat over your abdomen or hips. Because these are the places where we hold our emotions. Because this law applies to our physical body as well. So if you are feeling emotionally very vulnerable inside, and if you are not taking out that emotion out, it is going to actually start building a protective layer, which you call as fat, around your abdomen or hips. Similarly, if you're feeling very unloved, you may build a very, very big chest to protect your heart, to protect yourself from the other people, the atrocities of other people. So it happens, it is not just your inner world that is affected, your outer world, your physical self is also getting affected. So can you see that people who have got a very large chest, it's not because they have got it from their genes or genetics. Yes, it can be one of the reasons. But always ask these people, and you will get to know when you get closer to these people, you will get to know that it is the layer of protection they want to have to themselves, or to give to themselves, people who have got very large chest, be it male or female, because they want to protect their heart. They don't want that it should be hurt, because they've been unloved throughout their lives. So even when with large muscular chests, they are the ones also, they hide their feelings of vulnerability inside. And that is why, they get this bigger chest. I'm not talking about the people who keep gymming and, transforming their physical self, but I'm talking about the normal ones. So your body also becomes a mirror of your deep, unconscious inner feelings. So try to see all these things, because see, all these laws that I'm talking about, it doesn't have much to speak about, but there is a lot to ponder about. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to implement about. So this is what you have to do, friends. Reflection always tells you the truth. And once you understand what your reflection is telling you, you'll be able to change everything that is there, which is not right in your life. Yeah. So this was what I wanted to share as far as this law is concerned. Now, if there is any question, or if there is anything that you want to share, please be my guest. Is there anything anybody wants to say something or share something?
Hi, Sharoo. Darshana has unmuted.
Yes. Hi, Darshana.
Hello, Sharuji. Thank you so much for this session. I have a question. I understood about paying attention and assessing the indications and the signs. But once it is assessed and once we realize, then what next?
Sorry, once it is?
Once we realize the signs of amendment or unloved and so on, but what next?
Okay, what next means, you have to sit with that emotion or yourself. For example, I was being constantly abandoned, not only in this life but in my previous life, and I was taking this feeling from my previous lives, from very beginning itself. In fact, from the mineral kingdom itself, I was bringing this feeling, and it was getting very acute with every incarnation that I was taking. So when I started seeing myself like this, and when I started meditating, when this understanding came to me, so I just thought that, okay, abandonment is there. Why is this abandonment? Because there is a fear inside that people, whosoever is going to be there in my life, is going to leave me anyhow. Because this fear was lurking inside of me, and I was manifesting that fear, by saying and affirming it again and again, that no, I'm not going to bring this person into my life because this person is going to leave me anyways. So I needed to change my thinking process that whosoever has to come, the person is going to be there. And whosoever has to go, the person is going to go. So I let it loose. I started getting detached from not the people, but from this feeling. So I just always felt that whosoever is there in my life, I am literally grateful to that person, and I welcome the people in my life. But people who have to go, I'm not going to hold them, tight. So I let the grip loose. And once I did that, only those good quality people, only those people who wanted actually to be in my life, maybe I would say that just one, that person will be around me. And when the time used to come, they used to also go, but there was an understanding that it's okay, I don't have to tighten my grip. It's okay, their work is complete in my life. And if the person chooses to leave because of certain circumstances and certain reasons, then I have to let them leave. So this is the kind of I did this. This is my perspective, Darshana. Now with every person, it's different.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your approach. It's very enlightening. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshana. Thank you so much. Yes. So, anyone else? Has somebody, implemented this law or learned about this law before? Or has somebody, like after I discussed this law with you, did you see or feel this law, working in your life? Have you seen any, can you give me any example? Or can you give me any experience of yours? Yes, Darshana, tell me. Please share.
No, I did my self-analysis, but I would not be comfortable sharing in this. Maybe
okay.
Offline I may share.
Okay, great. But you did.
Yeah, I did my self-analysis. Yes, definitely.
Great. I'm happy. So anybody else who did this?
Hey, Sharoo.
Yeah, hi. Yes.
Hi. No, I just wanted to say, I believe though most of the people kept like tight-lipped, they might have for sure implemented. And for sure, these days, I was also jotting down all this, let's say, the root causes of the issues that I have. I would not even put issues or the moments where I'm getting triggered, be it kind of anxiety or fear, or the fear of losing people in my life, and the fear of speech, how to put the words nicely and so on. There are so many factors that was keep on influencing, and then I started to write it down. But then I started to observe, even how the thoughts or the words or the upbringing have changed, or have so much of connection, Since
True.
childhood, I just have noticed all these things. And though we unconsciously say some things like, in this world, you have to be not trust everyone, you have to be careful. And then I realized how these words from my childhood has impacted now and
True.
over the period of time. So yeah, there's life is a great journey that we keep on learning each and every moment. We feel like we cannot continue, we cannot even. There was a moment of span which I thought like it was completely dark, and it was so difficult for me even to make that extra step. And
फ्री में है जो बाहर खड़ी है शो पीस शोरूम में
I have muted. So with all these wisdoms, we keep on sharing and we keep on learning, and somehow or the other, we also expand our meditation experience, like by doing by increasing the meditation time and so on, like we keep evolving. We are no longer the same person. We are changing each and every moment. The time we think like change is the only constant, we are evolving all the time. So yeah.
True. Absolutely, Nilima. Absolutely. Because we are constantly changing. And the day will stop changing. That is the day when we are going to die. Because we have to, and it's just not the physical death I'm talking about. It's every kind of a death in every sense of the word. So we have to keep changing. We have to keep growing and evolving, no matter what. Be it our words, be it our mental capabilities or physical capabilities or possibilities that we can manifest. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nilima. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Ji Vaishali ji.
Hello, Sharoo. Thank you for sharing. And I want to take you a little back. I was in and out of the session. So I just want to understand, as you were saying, every person in our life around us throughout the life, whatever feelings it evokes in us, that's what is lacking in us. Is that what you mean? Or that's what lacking means? Like that's what we should be working.
Not exactly lacking, but I said that it represents one aspect of you. It can be any. It can be positive. It can be negative. It can be any. So if there is a person who's standing in front of you whom you feel very you are having a very cordial relationship and you admire that person, then that one quality must be there inside of you, and that's why you attracted that person. And similarly, if there is a person who gets very angry at the drop of the hat, or gets depressed, or gets sad, or is always in despair, or always complaining and ranting, then he or she is also showing one aspect of you which is deeply embedded somewhere inside.
Okay. So that means like if somebody is in front of you, whether it's a family or friend or anybody, and if that evokes some feeling, that means that's what is in you.
Yes.
Right.
So you have to see what is it that is irking you, or what is it that is making you appreciate that person. And then you see whether that quality or whether that aspect is there inside of you also lurking. So especially the negative ones, because positive, we definitely accept. But when it comes to negative, we always try to shun it off.
Right. So if it's a positive thing, that's a good thing that we should appreciate about it. Yeah. And if it's a negative, that's need to work on it.
Yes. Okay. If it's a positive one, then you have to work again on that, so that more and more such traits and characteristics are imbibed in you. So you have to work on that aspect as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sharoo.
Thank you, Vaishali. Thank you so much. Yes, Varnaji.
Thank you, Sharoo ma'am. Beautiful.
Sharoo. I'm Sharoo. Sharoo. Yeah.
So beautiful wisdom sharing.
Thank you.
And I can resonate whatever you have gone through, and even I was able to resolve some of the relationship problems by using this reflection concept. Wow. So it's like total 180 degrees. And so many I used to think like I'm so good girl, and why why it is happening in my life, and all those things. But after I understood and I took this knowledge and applied, it's really beautiful. The way I look into things and the way it really resonated so much, and it was like very beautiful journey, because like attracts like, right? So if we are releasing with the positive energy, then definitely we are attracting the positiveness. Earlier we were releasing the negative energy, the opinion, the beliefs, and somewhere something might have happened and we don't look into within us, and then we released all the negativity and made a wrong belief, and other people also took a wrong way. So all those things, so it's a beautiful concept, exactly whatever you said. So once we anything that is stuck, something we are attracted with those energies. If we don't attract with those energies, that means you have already overcome that. Nothing
Exactly.
bothers you, and you always attract them, no matter how they were in the previous or now. But if something is still something is bothering you, not completely accepting, means yeah, definitely we need to do more sadhana. Maybe you are there half, 50% you might have overcome, but still,
Yes.
oh, why it happened? Sometimes it's a learning, right? A learning, it doesn't happen in overnight, because it's maybe past life, or it would be this life. But definitely it has accumulated for a longer period. So just be patient and be gentle with us. Once we know this wisdom, you be so so patient and so gentle with yourself. First, we have to be gentle with ourselves, because of all ignorance only we have created. So nothing is wrong. You attracted negative or attracted positive, or you made an enmity in your life. That's okay. But at least now you understand. So you resolve and work on that. So one question always I had, like, is if it is like distance family member, and you have very very negative relationship, and you worked on it, and you resolve it. So you just how to approach that? Do we need to approach, or now you really want to um, you don't have any bad opinion on them, because you understood it is coming from past life karma or something, so you understand, accept it, and you correct it. Then after that, do you approach them, or does just let the situation come to you and see how you're acting on that person? uh, or how do we test ourselves, or how do we know that we have overcome completely, because that person is little distance? So is there any testimonial, or have you come across anything this kind of thing,
Yes, yes,
Sharuji?
of course.
Yeah.
Because yes, Swarnaji, because the tests, when we
Mm.
talk about that how do we test ourselves? It's that,
Mhm.
I always generally tell people that if that person is there, even if their name has been mentioned, it should not trigger any kind of a negative emotion in you. You should be completely
Mhm.
neutral for that person. And
Mhm.
if you're neutral, and I'm
Mhm.
not talking about just I'm not talking about just the physical self. I'm talking about the inner self of yours. And if that inner self is neutral, it doesn't have any negative emotions attached to it, then that is the time when you will get to know that you have worked on that relationship with that person. Now you no longer have any kind of a hatred or any kind of a negative, negativity towards that person. If it is not triggering anything like, the past memories, or that sadness, or that those tears which keep coming, randomly from our eyes. If these are not the triggers that are being created, if that person remains just a person who's standing in front of you, a neutral person, then that is a time when you know that yes, you have worked upon it.
Okay. So, but you don't need to call them and talk
It depends upon
or
you.
convey. It
it,
depends on the
it
incident, but
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't take
See,
voluntarily. We should not involve, right?
no, it
Voluntarily, because their opinion is still something different, right? You have changed. So how do we make sure that you are gentle and you are loving, and or do we need to do anything, or is just from
No,
your
you don't
point of
have to
view?
see
Okay.
if that person's presence has been very substantial in your life. And at that time, it triggered a lot of emotions inside of you. And now you do not feel any kind of that, attachment with that person. That is fine. But if you think that you want to bring that person again, you want to give a closure to this relationship, or you want to again, start this relationship, because I've seen people regaining that relationship even after 10 years of, the absence. Probably for 10 years they got separated, and after 10 years they came back again. So those misunderstandings, they were just completely dropped, because there was different kind of understanding, from a different kind of maturity, from a different kind of awareness that came up, and both of them, they got together again. So it all depends upon how you want to approach, whether you want to whether you want that person to be in your life, then you will make efforts, or you don't want, you just want that, okay, that phase is over, I don't want to go in that phase again. So it's better that he or she keeps a distance from me. That. So it all depends upon you, how your relationship was with that person.
So it depends on what level of that distance with you.
Yes.
If he's like very doesn't you don't meet, or even if you meet somewhere in a crowd or somewhere, then you still show the same emotion if you think that you don't need to go and interact.
Yes.
But if you think that person you have to, because this is a family, right? Family, parent side or in-law side, this is part of your family. So that is the line I'm trying to draw. Like it's a little bit. I know if we see them next to they're another person. Nowadays, like everybody is, even our sister, close sister also is another person, right? Even sister will also have enmity, and you overcome that. And if they come into your life later point of day, you see them as a separate, different person, right? You don't go and bring all those, try to be closeness and all. We don't do that, right? Is that right, Sharuji?
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
everybody are a different person after coming into
Yeah,
this life.
everybody.
Everybody
Yes.
are equal
It's a
and
different.
different.
See,
Even kids also, like yeah. Please go
Swarna,
ahead.
the different person is right, but then if we are bringing the laws in our lives, the first law is the law of divine oneness. So we have to also understand that everybody, there is no separation. It's a separation that we have caused through our own perspective and our own thinking. So that person who's just standing in front of me is the aspect of me only who's standing. So how can she be separate, or how can he be separate from me? So, but whether you want to give a closure or whether you want to continue this relationship is completely your choice, because free will, the law of free will is always there, which is running in the universe. That is also one of the most important laws. So it is our free will, it is our free choice that we create. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. You rightly said that. Yeah, it's oneness. So don't be too much attached or too much detached. Just
Yes.
go in the middle path. And always
Absolutely.
when we interact, what else we talk? We talk about only spirituality, right? So, or how you are and all, only minimum things. So if they are accepting us, that means we are good. If they are not accepting us, it will take some more time, and let it be. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much
for
clarifying, Sharuji.
Thank you. Thank you,
Pronounced to you.
Swarnaji, for
Thank you.
this question. Thank you so very much. Yes, Avi.
Thank you.
Hello, Avi. Are you there?
Hi, sis. I am here. Actually, I'm looking for a solution, and my intention is strong, and I found it in the book of Newton's Destiny of Souls. That's one thing. And one more is, I don't know whether to share this or not. Actually, there are two more things. One is I wanted to communicate with Shreyan's Daga. but I did not have his number. So I just thought about it, and somehow I got it, and I texted him. But after some time, he responded to my message, and it gave me happiness. And one more thing is, actually, after our last session, there is a small thought came in my mind. This is Madhu Garu and Ram Garu, as they both are experiencing divine oneness and flowing with life, both spiritually and materialistically. I mean, they are having that oneness connection. It just came to my mind for 1 second. How beautiful it would have been to be their child. That's what came to me, and I thought at least to see their child also would be a good. That one thought it came to my mind, but I did not communicate it to them. Surprisingly, Madhu Didi has kept her WhatsApp DP with her child. These are the 3 things.
Okay, so these are the things that you manifested in these few days. That's what you're trying to tell?
Yes, these are the 3 things which I manifested, because these are the 3 things which could be manifested in short time. And I realized one more thing is, manifestation too works by giving us what is required at this moment of time for us. If something does not manifest, that doesn't mean it does not exist in our life. It just means we are not aligned at this moment. We could be aligned in other time when our energies match. That's it.
True. God's rejection is God's protection in a way. So probably that energy is protecting us from something which is not aligned with us right now. And you are absolutely right, Avi. Sometimes when we don't get what we have been desperately wanting, and especially when we are on a desperate vibration, so things do not get manifested because our vibration is not aligned with what we want at that time. So once it gets aligned, and once it, the universe knows that this is the right time to give Sharoo this, then that particular lock will be unlocked. So yes, you're right, Avi. You're right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, Avi. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, Didi.
So it was a wonderful discussion. So there's another question. So if you see negative traits in opposite person and you decide to keep a distance, then does it mean we have worked on it? It will not. It doesn't mean that you have worked on it. It just means that you are trying to create boundaries. You're trying to create safe boundaries so that the person is not able to hurt you in any in any whichever way whatsoever. So probably you just have to see that what sort of relationship and what was the relationship that you shared with that person. And then you see that what are the things that you need to work on as far as you are concerned, rather than trying to fix the other person or trying to fix the situation or trying to see all these things. Yes, making the boundary is very, very important so that the other person does not hurt us. But yes, then you have to also see that, what was there also within me, which can be worked upon. ऐसा नहीं होता है कि दूसरा इंसान ही हमेशा गलत होता है. It is very easy to blame the other people. It is very easy to blame the situations. And, sometimes we just need to have this reality check that, hey, was I doing the right thing? Because sometimes it is because of, always having this obsession of being right always leads us to do certain things. So you just have to have that reality check and ask yourself that jo maine kiya wo theek tha, was it required? And then you will get the answer. You just have to sit with your intuition. That's it. So yeah, it was a wonderful discussion with all of you, with all
Sharoo,
the
I think even, sorry,
experiences.
to stop, like,
Yes.
there was also, I saw Vaishali and Swarna Garu raising their hands once again.
Once
So
again,
Swarna Garu raised once again, and I have seen Vaishali Garu raising her hand. So
again, okay.
yes,
Oh, sorry.
Vaishali
Maybe
ji.
I didn't take the hand.
Yeah, she
So
did. That's what I was just
yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Okay. Sorry. Then
Yeah.
Swarna Garu, then I
Yeah,
think
maybe like, yeah, I also did not, I forgot to lower my hand. But I have one point regarding manifestation that Avi Garu has raised and beautifully Sharuji has mentioned. So yeah, same thought came in recently. So when we manifest, that means we have to be gratitude because we deserve in our life and the frequencies matched. If we vibrate and if we still did not get also, it's too very good, very, very good, because God has planned something else for us. Then also we have to be happy. Okay, God, you have something else for me. So thank you for planning. So always universe has one plan. So sometimes we may not be aligned with what God has planned or with our intuition or something. Then God's planning is always comes in front. Always God's is first. But sometimes we see we aligned with the God's plan and vibrate and with our intuition, we will manifest. If it doesn't also, God has planned something else. So always there is no unhappiness, always a happiness. I just want to bring that one. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Swarnagaru. Thank you so much for adding this point. Thank you so very much. Shukriya. Thank you. So, friends, let's meditate for a while, maybe 10 minutes. And let's try to listen to our own intuition, our own self, and just let's have a little small peek into our inner world, our own inner world, so that we know what is our inner world trying to say to us. So, Nilima, if you can just switch on the music for 10 minutes, I would be grateful.
yes, Sharoo.
Kindly close your eyes. Just be with your breath. The beautiful, calm breath. The breath who's your only guru. The one who is always teaching you something, who's always taking you to different dimensions and the worlds. Just close your eyes for some time, just for 10 minutes, and be with yourself, with your breath, with the angels, with Mother Earth. And try to speak to them and be grateful to whatever they have done for you, whatever they have been giving you. And be thankful to yourself because you are evolving, you're growing because of your breath, this meditation.
Friends, let us meditate again. Meditation is the best practice we can gift to ourselves. it is where we can all find answers for every question we have. Every answer is within us, and meditation is a journey to ourselves. We just need to sit relaxed and observe our own normal inhaling and exhaling breaths. So take a relaxed posture, cross your legs, clasp your hands, close your eyes, and let us start this wonderful journey. A journey into ourselves. Just be with your breath, my dear friends. Every thought, every disturbance, every memory, and the music are reminders to be with our breath.
slowly and gently. You can start your journey back to your physical self, the self that has given you an opportunity to be in this beautiful world of learning, of teaching. So be grateful to the self, to yourself. Just say, I love you, for just a few seconds. And give this love to the mineral kingdom, to plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and the human kingdom. Be grateful to all the gurus, to all the light beings and the spirit guides, to all the people around you. And once you have done that, just keep your hands on your eyes for a few seconds and then open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. I hope, friends, you had a lovely meditation, even though it was a short trip to yourself, but you did make that short trip. You were able to listen to yourself. You were able to converse with yourself. And if not, then do that again today, tomorrow, day after. Every day is a new day of learning. Every day is a new day of inculcating and implement things. So let's learn and keep learning, and let's give love and receive love. This is what you're going to do always till we die. So thank you so much for being here, for a lovely audience. Thank you so much for listening to what I had to say, what I had to share, and I'm grateful for your experiences, the valuable ones that you share with us. So thank you so very much. Shukriya, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night and have a beautiful weekend ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.